Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It's time to shine a spotlight on Glitz, Glamour, and Grace.
Glitz, Glamour, and Grace inside your spotlight this morning, and we're talking about the one and only Jenelle Thongs, Miss Universe Congeniality 2024 and Miss Universe Trinidad and Tobago 2024. Congratulations, good morning.
Thank you, good morning.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
You're welcome back because you're home.
I am home. TTT feels like home, but I am back home 1 week and 2 days officially. But yes, I'm home.
How was the experience?
How do you sum up a lifetime's dream into one word? And I think grateful. I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to represent us and to make waves in more ways than one. I know we probably get into that. And just to truly put Trinidad and Tobago to continue what my past queens would have done, and I think lay an amazing foundation for whoever comes next. I'm grateful.
Tell me what the atmosphere was like when you landed in Mexico.
Honestly, nausea, because we're so high up. So it took me a couple of days to get situated. Yes, of course. But it felt surreal that, I had a lot of pinch me moments with my sisters, like, oh my gosh, we're actually at Miss Universe, But I felt comfortable. It didn't feel out of place for me to be there at no point of the journey. And it is something remarkable. I can't believe that I have the honor of saying that I am a Miss Universe Trinidad and Tobago. So Mexico was incredible. The vibe is incredible. It's very much like home in some aspects, and
except for the altitude.
That's one thing we can stay without, but it was amazing.
Yeah. What was I know you won the Miss Congeniality, but when you got there, the initial reactions, I know it's a competition at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
So how was that camaraderie or that relationship building with the other contestants and their teams?
Yes, I love that you said that it is a competition, but because it is, ultimately I ended up competing with another 124. There's only going to be one winner.
Right.
So whilst it is a competition, what is your takeaway? What are you going to leave Mexico, wherever you compete, what are you going to leave with? And for me, my goal was to ensure that my greatest gift, which I think is my connectedness with people, showing through my personality, showing through, because at the end, who knows where we're going to be 3 to 5 years from now? Maybe I competed with future presidents and prime ministers and CEOs. So my goal was to make the connection not only for me, but that Trinidad and Tobago can benefit in one way, shape, or form, because I am an ambassador for life. So that was my goal. So you're competing, yes, but it's even more beautiful when you can make lasting impressions with each other. And I obviously certainly did that.
Clearly.
I had the amazing opportunity to really compete with women who are so dynamic that it would be remiss of me to go into this purely competition and I have to win. But more so, if I win, great. But if I don't, I am so proud of what I was able to do in Mexico.
Tell me, what is that you said this is a lifelong dream, right? Yeah. But I know that you've been in other competitions before, other pageants before, you've held other titles before. So what is it that kept you focused on this Miss Universe title?
Honestly, it's Miss Universe. This is the Grand Slam, This is the pinnacle. This is the competition. And when I thought that the dream was over 3 years ago when I competed at my last international competition, I kept saying to myself, you know what, they're going to change the age and I'm going to compete. And
so it's you make that happen?
Well, I spoke to God and I said, hey,
sheer willpower.
Let's organize it, and honestly, the night before the rules changed, I prayed and I said, you know what, it is done. And I felt very strongly in asking for things. And I said, if this is to me, Lord, it is done. That was September 13th. September 14th, I got the news that they changed the age. And I said, I'm coming. I'm coming. So how could you give up on something that now you've given it? How could I walk away? So Miss Universe was always the goal and the dream, and I've been very happy to serve in other capacities. But having this one is the one that makes it feels like the 14 years of it has been worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not a fan of pageants generally, right?
But you're a fan of me.
I'm a fan of you. You're a nice person. But like generally, like I don't understand
Yes.
the obsession.
Fair.
Right? I don't understand that drive. So can you break it down for, I mean, because I know that I'm not the only person who feels that way. And some people might be saying, well, why is it so important to have her on the spotlight this morning? But I want you to break it down as to why this dream of yours was so important. What is it about pageants that drew you in and that make you want to be a part of it?
Oh boy, honestly, it is a slew of things. I don't know if we have a lot of time.
I mean,
so
we
I'm
have
gonna,
some.
Okay, good. So I'm going to get into it. Truthfully, when you think about Miss Universe and where it started 73 years ago, it started as a swimsuit competition. All well and fine, because this is what we view beauty pageants to be. But if you hear the owner of Miss Universe speak now, she talks about pageants, of course, but there's philanthropy and products. Philanthropy because, of course, you know, all beauty queens want to save the world and we want to make it a better place. But honestly, it is a forum and an opportunity for us to speak about things that are very close to our hearts.
Right.
Do we need pageantry to do that? No. But does it help? Absolutely, because we get to do the same if you are a national athlete. You get to do the same if you're in politics. So why take away another avenue where we can spread hope, joy, and just bring something else to the forefront? When you think about the products aspect, we're not just pushing products, but we're thinking about a businesswoman. And I think now the modern day woman and the modern day beauty queen deserves a space where it is, yes, I can do it all. I can be in a tiara and a sash, but at the end of the day, I can do things that really makes a difference. Just last evening, I was at an event at 519, held by Hamzi, for breast cancer awareness. Earlier this week, through my organization where I work, which is Gentle Dentistry, we launched Gentle Studios a couple months ago, and we spoke about it just here. We were focusing on the arts, and we collaborated with Conflict Women. And it is a beautiful opportunity where it is you can really mix so many different platforms and passions, and I consider myself a multifaceted person. I'm passionate about many things. Pageantry started because my first pageant was my sister's last pageant, so I definitely followed it, my big sister's footsteps, for sure. But I also remember watching my first pageant, Miss Universe 1997, and seeing Miss USA win, and I was just like, oh. I remember her final answer, and she said, if I could eat everything, I'll eat it twice. At 6, that resonated with me. I said, this makes sense.
She was hungry.
The question was just like, if you had one more day left in the world, what would you do? And that made sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was able to relate and resonate to a 5 to 6 year old in Trinidad and Tobago. And then, of course, next year we went on to win. And also seeing Wendy made me feel like at that age, I struggled with my idea of beauty. I didn't like the color of my skin. I didn't like my hair. I felt I was too tomboyish. But I looked at a woman who looked similar to me, and here is she on this grand stage doing something so amazing. So if I felt inspired by doing that in many different capacities, this is where pageantry still has relevancy. And I know we asked that question in 2024 when you dealt with COVID and you're dealing with climate change and you're dealing with so many things that are happening worldwide. Where does pageantry fit in? My question is, why doesn't it not fit in?
No, but I like the idea of inspiration.
Of course.
Because that's definitely something we need to be given to children, is give them inspiration, give them something to aspire to.
Absolutely.
But I have to ask, since you've been doing it, since you've been on this trail for Miss Universe especially, have you encountered young women, and what's their response to you like?
Honestly, this has been the wildest ride of my life. In this iteration of me being this Miss Trinidad and Tobago, has been the most positive and negative feedback I've ever gotten.
The most polarizing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And here I am thinking I'm living my best life, blissfully unaware. I'm still blissfully unaware, and I will stick to that because I don't believe in feeding into negativity. But honestly, the amount of women and men, but we're going to focus on the women and young girls that have messaged me, emailed me, seen me in person, and just said thank you. The only thing I have not done is just boo-hoo, baha, cry. But it's such a beautiful thing when you see women from all different shades and different ethnicities, different backgrounds saying, I now feel empowered to do the thing, whatever it is. And that has always been my goal. Competing with other women who outwardly wore their hijab and competed with someone who had vitiligo, a 40-year-old mother of 3, women who have stories that will make your heart ache, and to be in that lineup of women who inspire the next generation to decide that they're worthy, that they are deserving, that the limitations that society within yourself can place, it's not worth it. Live and dream big. So I say my ink is still wet. I am the author of my own story. I choose to write it the way that I see fit, and I want to empower others to do the same. And so far, it seems like if I have done that, and it has been my greatest joy to lend that support to just let persons know, go for it.
Mm. Yeah. And what's the plan going forward, since the ink is still wet?
Well, I'm not leaving TTT. Okay.
You better be careful what you wish for. Talk to you about that already.
Oh, goodness. Honestly, like, I have blank pages. Right now, I have been back to work since I came back a week ago.
Right.
And after this, I'm going straight back to work.
That's important.
We're a working woman.
Yes.
But honestly, now, as I've achieved this great thing that I've wanted for 14 years, a lot of people ask me, what is next? And my thing is, I dream bigger. I absolutely dream bigger. This is not the last that you will hear or see of me, and I'm putting that out there because I truly believe that my goal and my gift is to, as I say, to connect with people and whatever form and shape that comes in. But you never know. One day I might be on a TV screen or radio, and you may read a book. I'm just dropping little things there without saying it, because I believe in, holding some things close to your chest. But I want to continue on my advocacy. Is the Sprouted Onion. That girl came about from this whole experience, and that girl movement is coming. There's a lot in the pipelines, and I just tell persons to continue following along on my social media, in person, wherever you see me, and you're going to see great things.
Have you had the chance to interact with our former queens?
Of course. And
what was that interaction?
I have kept in connection with a host of them. I have not seen Faith in person yet. Tajani, our former, she went in 2022. We've been talking through this entire journey. I saw Avian Mark just this weekend. I've been supported by persons like Javon King, who's our Miss Universe 2014. I saw Giselle this weekend, our former Miss World, and it has been amazing. Annalisa and I spoke this weekend, our reigning Miss World. Ashley and I probably spoke about a couple of days ago. So I have been getting so much support from everyone. And honestly, the running trend here is, this is my leg and I need to run it well so that I can pass on a baton to whoever is next. And it doesn't matter for me really, the competition. You know, once you are an ambassador, you're an ambassador. So it has been great to be able to now officially say that I'm part of the sisterhood. I've been
part
before,
of the legacy.
But now I'm part of that legacy and did a great thing. We haven't won Congeniality in 47 years.
Congratulations.
I mean, this is just, for some maybe like Congeniality, but it's a win. A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
And you went up there and you represented and you did us proud. Thank you very much for doing so.
Thank you.
And we look forward to whatever comes next.
Yes.
Yeah? I have to ask you one question before you go though. If today was your last day,
what would I do?
What would you do?
Honestly, that was a fair answer. I may have to eat everything and eat it twice, because I was going to say take a nap, but that's wasting time. So we're going to eat everything and eat it twice.
All right. Nice to know it still stands from 6 years old to now. Congratulations again, Jenelle. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Guys, that is Jenelle Thongs of Miss Universe 2024, Miss Universe Congeniality, and Miss Universe Trinidad and Tobago 2024. We take a quick break and we come back with more on our morning show. Stick around.